And he was the man who inspired the infamous, but I think actually completely harmless, Straight Out of Compton headline about Meghan Markle in 2016 when she first started dating Harry. Rapper Ice Cube penned the song of the same name as part of gangster rap group NWA in 1988, and he's now stepped forward to reject claims that linking the phrase to Meghan's upbringing was racist.
Because somebody say you come straight out of Compton and it has a tone of, you know, you come out the hood or you come out the ghetto or you come out... It's great people that come out of those places.
Now, in this bombshell new interview, he also said Harry and Meghan should have stayed in the royal family if they really wanted to make global change, fresh off the back of new reports that the late Queen never stopped hoping the Sussexes would one day return to the fold.
I think, you know, when you're in the house, you can make more changes to the house than when you're outside of the house. So, you know, that's kind of my opinion, you know. They would stuck it out, they might have been able to make some changes.
So what do you think on this? Is Ice Cube right that Harry and Meghan should have stayed in the royal family to make changes from within? Doing battle on this now, the broadcaster and Sussex supporter Nina Myskow and the royal insider socialite Lady Victoria Hervey. Lady V, Ice Cube is right, isn't he?
Yes, I actually do totally agree with him. I think they could have actually really made a big impact if they had actually, like, stayed. And because, like, right now, every week, you know, they're losing something else. Like, it was the HRH titles off the website. So I think, to be honest, like, a year or so, I don't think they're going to be left with much. I wouldn't be surprised if they make it so their children cannot be hereditary, like, in line to the throne. I wouldn't be surprised.
Nina Myskow, Ice Cube makes a very good point. If they talk all the time about wanting to make social change, why the hell did they not just stick it out instead of moaning about the size of their mansion at Kensington Palace?
Firstly, I think he was talking about changing the royal family from the inside. I don't think
Why? It doesn't matter what he was talking about.
No, this is important, because if he was talking about changing the royal family from the inside, that's a very good point. But the point was they didn't have any choice. They were pushed out.
They didn't have any choice.
They tried and they were pushed out because we've been through this before, Dan. Harry and Meghan became far more popular than William and Kate, and that is not the way of the world.
Nina!
Do you remember the wedding?
Nina!
Do you remember the wedding? And after that, the press, the palace, made it clear
Nina,
to the press
you
that
have
Kate
swallowed
and William...
hook, line and
not.
sinker, the talking
Kate
points
and William,
from Team Sussex.
Listen, I've thought this myself from the beginning, and only when I read Harry's book did I realise that what I'd been thinking all along was actually true.
Lady V wants to come in.
Look, when it comes to the stories that they swapped the stories in the palace, like, that is true. Like, we know that those stories are true. Yes, they were very popular. Maybe the older brother didn't like that, but at the end of the day...
But Harry and Meghan were leaking stories all the time.
I just don't think they
weren't leaking stories.
They were. They were not. Nina, they were.
But they clearly did not want to stick it out, and it was very obvious from the very beginning that Meghan was always going to take him to America. Like,
yeah, this was the plan.
I remember doing an interview when they first met, before they were married, and I did this interview in America, and I said, I guarantee you she's going to take him off to America. They're going to have the kids over there. They're going to break up.
This was the plan. She used the British royal family to advance her political ambitions. And someone like Ice Cube made such a good point. She could have been one of the most powerful figures for change in the world if she had put charity.
She still
no, she won't now.
She still will be.
She's a run-of-the-mill celebrity now.
And the point being that the royal family really, really need them and miss them and should have them in their fold. When at the coronation, when you looked at that balcony lineup, some commentator said, "Oh, it's much too white," which is not actually.
I think it looked empty.
No, I tell you what, it looked dull.
Yeah.
There's no charisma there. It was filled with Camilla's relatives, whom we don't care about. I don't care about Camilla either. But
brutal. She's the Queen.
Who have they got? Oh, and that. You talk about the Sussexes upsetting the Queen. What about Charles? He waited till his mother died. She said Camilla should be Queen Consort. Yeah. No more than that. As soon as she died, suddenly...
Yeah, but this is a hereditary monarchy and he's the boss now, lady.
No, absolutely. But that's not what the Queen wanted. It is not what the Queen wanted
But he's in charge now.
Oh, he's in charge. So he's in charge. All Charles wanted was to have Camilla rehabilitated into society and one day to become Queen. He's got that.
Well,
and now the palace machinery needs, for the next two, Kate and William, to push things forward. And Harry and Meghan were standing quite innocently in the way of that because the popularity was so much...
This is ludicrous to suggest that Harry and Meghan were somehow innocent bystanders and had nothing to do with the Megxit.
I don't think they were ever going to be, like, more popular than William and Kate. Like,
of course they were at that time.
But they weren't.
Victoria,
I mean, it was like, because it was a new couple and she's American, it was something new and something different.
We loved her. We loved her. We loved her until we realised that she was all about herself.
Because of that, they have paid the price. Listen, William and Kate, when they went to the Caribbean, was a complete disaster.
OK, Lady V wants to come in. Final word.
I just lost my train of thought right now. But she, basically, Meghan Markle, she never wanted to be royal. She wanted to be a celebrity. She didn't want to be going around hospitals. She didn't want to be doing all the tough stuff that William and Kate did.
She didn't like going to Nottingham to open the community centres. Nina, you're not going to be... Nina.
She has worked hard.
Nina. She doesn't know the meaning of hard work. She hasn't done a day's hard work in her life.
What is stuff like...
Come on. And what about Kate? I have heard many stories about Kate from years. Maybe from years
what have you heard?
I'm not going to.
What have you heard? Because I'll be able to tell you the truth.
I am not going to repeat them.
No, tell me what you've heard.
No, I'm absolutely not going to tell you.
OK, well, let me tell you. Let me tell you, because I actually broke this story and I know that it's true. One of the first reasons that Kate and Meghan fell out was because Kate heard the despicable way that Meghan was speaking to staff at Kensington Palace, and Kate told Meghan, you do not speak to my staff in this way.
Who told you that? Who told you that?
I have impeccable sources.
Exactly.
So, Nina, until you find me some evidence of Kate treating staff terribly...
You can be used as a patsy by people who want to drop information.
So can you. So can you.
I'm not... Nobody's
so can you.
This is my own thoughts of my own opinions.
Lady Victoria Hervey, brilliant clash as ever. Thank you both. Who do you agree with? Should Harry and Meghan have stayed in the royal family to make changes? Mark on Twitter says the royal family is an institution that cannot be changed. They wouldn't have any sway whatsoever. Lucy writes they were never going to change hundreds of years of tradition. And from Andrew, this is via the email, it's a no from me. Nothing needs to change in the royal family. It's the Markles that need to change. Your verdict is now in. It's a bit of a split decision, this one. 37% of you think the Sussexes should have stayed in the royal family to make changes from within. 63% of you think it was the right decision for them to go.